Welcome to Sports Talk with Rod, and today we will be talking about the college football playoff, Texas versus Arizona State. This is the post-game analysis. The first word that comes to mind when I think about this game is, in all caps, embarrassing. Now I know Arizona State is no slouch, or whatever, they won the Big 12 championship. But that game they played with Texas was not supposed to be that close. And I've been a Texas fan since 2004. I think it was the first year Vince Young took them to the Rose Bowl. So there's a slightly biased opinion about this, but overall it's still, just football knowledge and, know-how, things like that. So with that being said, I've seen many teams come through Texas, good and bad, mostly good, especially starting off good. The Vince Young-led teams, they always had a really good defense. The year they went to the Rose Bowl, they had like an all-time great defense. The Colt McCoy right after that, he had a good defense and offense. All around. Had a little rough patch after that or whatever, but now, the last couple of years, we've had a great defense. Offense was kind of good last year. This year, not as good, even though we have the same pieces, if not more, which it shouldn't be that way. My first thing is, and I caught a lot of flack for this on my Instagram thread, is because people were saying I wasn't a fan because I was voicing my displeasure with what I saw from the game yesterday. If you are a real football fan and not biased and things like that and actually played, you would know that the game was not supposed to be like that. Texas first. I think Arizona State got the ball first. Texas stopped them pretty easy. But with that being said, I could tell that Arizona State's quarterback, Levitt, he's a redshirt freshman. He's going to be a problem. He is so elusive and fast. And if Texas D-line and things wasn't that good, he would have ran all over them. All over them. And that's saying a lot because our defense is great. And he still was having his way. But we was able to contain him. He really didn't have too many weapons. We got the ball back. I think the first play, they did an RPO to Golden, which I knew he was going to have a big game, especially with Isaiah Bond being out. I think Bond is basically primarily is going to be used as a decoy. He hasn't had much success. He has some injuries and things too. So with him being out, Golden has stepped up to be the #1 receiver. So the first play from scrimmage, they did an RPO, threw it to him. Catch and run, I think it was 66 yards. Okay, play after that, they did a fake screen pass to, what's his name? To #0. 22-yard pass. 2 plays. The announcer was like, oh, it took Texas 2 plays to walk down the field, blah, blah, blah. Which they are capable of. Arizona State get the ball. We stop them again. No touchdown. They punt it. Silas Bowden, he gets the ball. Makes a cut. Gets a great block. Runs the punt back. So now Texas is up 14-0. They've only ran, I think, 2 or 3 plays, right? So it looks like, Texas is going to blow them out. On to the winner of Oregon, Ohio State. Wrong. With that being said, we can see that the passing game has been working. Sarkisian, I don't know what is going on, but for some reason, besides the running game, if the running game isn't like hitting right off the back, he he likes to jump around too much. So they tried to pass the ball a few times, and the main thing is we've always get open deep shots down the field. Quinn Ewers, for some reason, does not ever like putting heat on the ball. Everything has to be alive. Everything. I don't care if it's a slant route. He'll put it more on the line for slants and short stuff. But anything over 15 yards, he always putting touch on the ball. Touch. But there's more than just having touch on the ball. Sometimes it has to be on the line to that receiver, because that gives time for the corners and safeties to catch up. I believe there was a pass interference. Golden was running a deep post route, and they threw it, which they was beat. He underthrew it, and it was lobbed, and they ended up getting a pass interference or whatever, bailed them out or whatever, and I think they end up coming away with a field goal, I think, which that was a bailout. And I'm watching the game like it really dawned on me, like, Ewers does not like putting heat on the ball. And I've been watching him. This is my second year watching him now. With that being said, the running game wasn't as effective. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a little bit better than that. And since that wasn't effective, Sarkisian had a little bit of an issue getting the right plays called. It messed up our momentum. Even though we're still up, it messed up our momentum. They was talking about Scatterbo, how cocky he was, and he was the best running back in the league, and blah blah blah. Our safety Taff, he said, "Oh, he gonna show what safety is supposed to do and all this other stuff." When I say that third quarter came around, Texas felt Scatterbo, and it wasn't all their fault. It wasn't the defense fault, because the defense limited them to, I don't know how many 3-and-outs, how many scoreless drives. But at the end of the day, if the offense not doing nothing, you keep giving the offense the ball over and over and over and over again. Eventually they're going to score, which is exactly what happened. So the momentum changed when I believe Texas was up 17-0 or 17-3. So with that being said, Arizona State was about to punt the ball. They did a fake punt, and they got it. They went down. I believe they drove for a field goal. Didn't think too much of it. Second half, they was talking about this nickel being out, this number 7. Forgot what his name was. But he came in and he made some big plays in the second half for Arizona State that helped keep Texas that slowed Texas offense down a little bit. So, still not thinking nothing of it. We had still couldn't run the ball. The second time, I think the second or third drive after halftime, they started doing a lot of misdirection plays and things like that. Try to incorporate Blue to get the ball, because he had a 77-yard touchdown playing Clemson the game before. So he could come in there and break for that, or anything, anything quick. Nothing much was going. So once again, they kept running the ball. Arizona State was going for it on 4th and goal and things like that, so the game would have been even closer. Beginning of the fourth quarter, I think Arizona State had the ball. I want to say around 7 minutes left. I think they're down by 16. They're stopping Scatterbo on 4th and inches and things like that. The defense out there playing great. They tossed the ball to him, and he threw really a duck. But it got to the wide receiver. He caught it, ran across field, and scored. Now they're down what was it? So 16, 6. So now they're down 10. Like, all right, they still got to get 2-point conversion. That's a little fluke play. I'm not worried about it. They go for 2 and they get it. Now they down 8. Once again, Ewers, for whatever reason, does not like putting heat on the ball. They had a play, a deep play drawn up for Isaiah Bond. If he puts some heat on the ball, the corner can't make a play. Because the safety was also coming over the top. I believe it was like I don't know if it was a post, a more flattened post, or it was going to be a dig route, a real deep dig route. Anyways, he put so much air on the ball that the corner from the outside was able to jump and catch the ball. So now Arizona State got so much momentum, they grabbed the ball. I believe this is like 5 minutes left. They walk down, they start running the ball with Scatterbo, and then they split Scatterbo out. They throw a deep pass. He catches it on Taft, that same safety who said that they was gonna make he was gonna make sure Scatterbo know what safeties, how they supposed to play. Caught the ball on him, stiff arm him. If he didn't grab his face mask, Scatterbo would have dogged him and scored like a 50-something yard receiving touchdown. He got up, his helmet came off, and not to make it a race thing, but that look he had on his face, like y'all really can't fuck with me type shit. If a white boy is on that, he on that. So he's not gonna be stopped now. Like, I don't know if y'all play NFL Street, and oh no, not even NFL Street. It was the N1 basketball game. Like, you get like a special where basically any move and stuff you do, any shots or whatever you do, like they'll go in and stuff like that. He was like in that kind of zone or whatever. So they end up scoring. Not only did they score, they did the 2-point conversion. So now Texas has the ball. Texas is able to go down. Matter of fact, they didn't even score. Texas didn't score yet. Texas gets stopped. Arizona State has the ball again. Now, I'm nervous. Because the announcers were saying, oh, it seems like Texas does this in a lot of games. They get up real quick, and then the game gets a little bit closer, and then at the end, they're able to walk down and put up another touchdown and make sure the game looks like it was closer. Further apart than what it actually was. With that being said, the kicker missed 2 field goals. I want to say he missed 2 the Georgia game too, which Auburn, he's a clutch kicker. I don't know what's going on with him. So before the last time Arizona State got the ball before overtime, Sarkisian, got him and was smiling and laughing and blah, 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 making the jokes and stuff before he missed the kick. And I know he was nervous because after he walked away from him, even though he was putting on a good little poker face, he knew the game was on the line, and I know he didn't have much faith in him. Arizona State gets the ball back. They make a couple plays, and I want to say it was a long 3rd down. Levitt, the Arizona State quarterback, finds number 5 across the middle. Taft comes in and makes a great play to catch up because he had some room. Smacks him. Number 5 is out. Our first glance, it looked like, it was a good, hard hit. Replay, they showed Taft hit him in his head. Clear targeting. I think it was like 5 yards to go. So if they get that targeting call, I want to say that was at the 40. That probably would have got them to the 25. At least would be in field goal range. I made this post as soon as this happened. And I've been seeing it all year since the Georgia game when the crowd was throwing those water bottles on the field and stuff, and then they reversed a pass interference call and stuff like that. Texas has been getting their way with the refs. And I've told my friend that if anything is close, the college football committee is going to make sure Texas get in there because their following is so big they can make so much money off Texas following. Texas being great in college football is great for college football, period. So I said that Texas will never lose a game if the refs can do anything about it. Now keep in mind, they've gotten, most of their mistakes has been self-imposed mistakes and bad offensive calls. But let alone that, this team is not supposed to be in the mix with y'all. So of course they reviewed for targeting. And what do you know? No targeting. The Arizona State head coach was mad as hell, which I would have been too, because like I said, I'm a Texas fan, but I'm going to call it how it is. That was clear as day targeting. But Texas would have lost that game if they would have granted them the targeting and probably got the ball around the 25, probably ran a couple plays and kicked the field goal. It would have been over. So they punt the ball. They go into overtime. And y'all see how the rest of the game panned out. Texas, if they play how they're supposed to, can beat any and everybody. But they haven't been. Their defense alone can have them beating everybody. Ewers is not a good quarterback to me, but he does make some good throws when the game is close and things like that, but we can't play good at the beginning of the game and at the end of the game. There's a lot of in between that to where a team can catch up like Arizona State did. We're about to play Ohio State. Ohio State, I think, played their best game of the season playing against Oregon. And if y'all think Texas can if y'all just going off Texas winning and not looking and analyzing the game, y'all going to be in for a rude awakening when they play Ohio State. If Ohio State even plays half of how well they did against Oregon, that game, Ohio State probably going to have that game wrapped up probably about the end of the third quarter. So, like I said, I'm still hook 'em. I bleed burnt orange, but Texas has not been playing how well they're supposed to with all the pieces and talent that they have. Nowhere close. And so this has been Sports Talk with Rod. Texas versus Arizona State post-game analysis. It was embarrassing. And if they play like that again, like I said, they're not going to no championship game at all. And hopefully they don't get blown out. But if they do play how they can play, it's going to be a good game. So we'll see. Hook 'em next time.